Captain Marvel. Did we watch it? Yes, we did.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. This is the Captain Marvel movie review. We all three went and saw it the other day. Not too bad. What did you guys think?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Real quick, before we get into it though, we're going to try and make the first half of this video a non-spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it yet, then you're good. Like, we're going to talk about just general, what we liked about it, how we felt, and we're also going to place it in our Marvel ranking. After that, it's going to be full-blown spoilers, just so if you haven't seen it, then stop after that.
All right, well, to get started, I mean, I liked it a lot. I didn't think it was necessarily the best Marvel movie. I liked it about as much as the first Ant-Man movie.
Well, that's very different for me because I really liked the first Ant-Man movie. However, I did like Captain Marvel. It was a fun movie. Definitely a little bit different from the rest of them. Mm-hmm. But again, in Daniel's words, it wasn't my favorite Marvel movie. But I would totally go see it again.
Right.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, this is a great movie. I really liked how it was kind of this character piece that just so happened to have alien punching and stuff like that. I really liked Brie Larson. Did a fantastic job. I loved her character. Shut up, Matt.
Sorry. I just had to put that in there.
I think that her, Samuel L. Jackson, everyone in the cast just did a fantastic part.
I also really liked Captain Marvel. I can't necessarily say it was my favorite Marvel movie ever, but I think a lot of that is just because I've seen it once, and it was the other day. I think I'll appreciate it a lot more the more time goes on and the more I watch it. Like, I also really liked Captain Marvel as a character. I thought she was super awesome, had a lot of good character building moments. But as far as if she was my favorite superhero or not, again, we'll just have to come if I see more of her. Like, see how she interacts with the other Avengers in Endgame.
A couple things I really liked about it was it wasn't exactly like the most comedic movie ever, but when it did tell a joke, the jokes landed really well.
They did, yeah.
It was hilarious in those moments. Brie Larson was really good, and I loved Jude Law in that movie. But I did feel like she was kind of emotionless throughout it.
She kind of was, but I took that as it was part of her character.
I mean, I did too, but I thought it was kind of weird that Brie Larson, or I guess technically Carol Danvers, was just like, she didn't have a lot going on, you know?
You gotta remember that this isn't technically Carol Danvers through most of the movie. Like, kind of, she's lost her memories. And that's not a spoiler. If you pay any attention to trailers, you'll know that that's what it's all about. Right. She doesn't remember her past. She doesn't know how she got the powers. And the whole thing is her trying to discover her life on Earth. And so, I mean, if you have only been conscious and living for about 6 years, according to your memory, and
the whole time Jude Law was saying, control your emotions.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you'd be a little bit more of a blank slate. But especially at the end when she finally, like, lets loose and stuff like that, I thought that was a good character building moment.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson did a really good job of acting like a lot more naive, toned down.
Yeah. Like, I like that a lot. Like, Nick Fury later on, he's a little bit like
pissed off all the time.
Careworn, yeah, pissed off all the time. That's a good way to put it. He's just a little jaded. Like, I've seen some stuff and I'm not amused. That was my best Samuel L. Jackson. I've got nothing else. Sorry.
You failed. Well, for our Marvel ranking.
Yeah, so let's put up our list on the screen. I was thinking it's a really good middle ground movie. And so I'm thinking of putting it like right here around that Thor Ragnarok to First Avengers range. But I don't know if I can put a definitive placement yet.
I kind of agree with you. I would put it right in between Avengers and Captain America.
Really?
Yeah.
Really that low?
I liked it a little more than that.
I was going to put it like right below Ant-Man and before Age of Ultron.
I feel like I'd rather watch the Avengers.
Interesting. Kind of the middle ground then between you two is between Ragnarok and Guardians 2.
Was it better than Guardians 2?
I don't know, man. I really liked the action in Guardians 2 a lot better. There were a lot of good moments in Captain Marvel, but I feel like at the end, after she realizes her powers, I feel like it was a little too easy for her, you know? She literally takes out almost every single one of the bad guys with like one hit.
But I don't know. I get she really did. By the way, we're probably into the more spoilerly part of this video.
Yeah, totally.
She really did take out a lot of people super easy.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's because it was just the getting to that part where she could let go that was kind of the main challenge for her in the movie.
We haven't said names yet. It's not spoilers yet.
I liked the action. I liked the comedy. I liked her character a lot. I liked how it was a more personal drama for her that, again, was just bookended by alien punching.
Right.
And so I liked how it was that aspect of it that reminded me a lot of like Ant-Man, of Winter Soldier, things like that, where they're more character dramas, and I like those better than just the big party romp movies. You know, I feel more during those movies and like those ones better. That's why I put it above the Avengers, the Age of Ultron movie.
I feel you. I don't know. With all of that said, it makes me a little worried for Endgame. I don't want Captain Marvel to come in and just be like, really? You guys have had a problem with this big purple guy? Come on, I got that.
There's no way.
Problem solved.
She's only powered by the space stone.
Right.
He's got all of them. Like, he still can't beat Thanos.
That's true. I mean, I know that they won't, but it doesn't mean I'm not worried. But going back to it, let's put the list back on the screen. I like the action in Guardians 2 better because it was more of a struggle, like a couple of ordinary kind of beings against a celestial planet guy. But the characterization of Captain Marvel is a lot better than Guardians 2.
All right, pick which place you want it to go in.
I want it to go between Ragnarok and Ultron.
So what's the number?
So that would be 9.
I want it to be 12. What do you want?
I'm fine with 9.
Okay, well, even that out. That would be 10.
Okay. So we can put Captain Marvel in between Thor Ragnarok and Guardians Volume 2.
Great.
So that's our definitive ranking. I'm sure someday we'll come back on this channel and like
redo it when we
redo our
ranking. Hindsight.
And
For this now spoiler, going into spoiler territory, the cat is my favorite character in that.
The cat is everybody's favorite character.
Maybe not necessarily the cat, but Samuel L. Jackson's reaction to the cat might be my favorite part of that movie.
I like the reaction that the Skrull leader had to the cat.
I know.
Just freaking out the whole time about it.
Right? Let's talk about Talos now, since we bring him up. How do you guys feel about him not being the main bad guy?
I
And
liked
just the Skrulls.
I liked the twist that the Skrulls weren't the bad guys.
Mhm.
Thought they were kind of a dumb bad guy, and Jude Law is way more evil than anybody else. So.
Right. I mean, I didn't call it. A lot of people have said it before, but I agreed, and I also thought that, yeah, the Kree are definitely going to be the main bad guys here, but I thought the Skrull were still going to be
Bad guys.
pretty bad too. Like, that's how it's supposed to be in the comics. Like, they both kind of suck. There's no right or wrong in their war, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the Skrulls. I think that their Australian accents make them likable people.
Right.
They were pretty funny. I liked how they acted a lot more human the more you got to know them. Like, more, I guess, not necessarily human because, you know, aliens, but more relatable the more you got to know them.
Right. Yeah.
That was really dope.
I actually really like the way they portrayed both Kree and Skrulls. So,
yeah. Something that I'm kind of excited for is like, yeah, just because I want the Skrulls to come back. Like, just because this group of Skrulls were good guys doesn't mean they're all good. I still want to see a Skrull villain.
I can see it for sure.
I mean, it's the entire race. One of them has to be bad.
Oh, right. I mean, look at the Kree.
All right. What was your guys' favorite part of the movie?
Oh, that's a good
Favorite
question.
singular part.
Favorite singular part.
Yeah. Start off with mine. Mine was when the old lady got punched, and then the dude in the background goes, "Oh!"
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm busting up.
Scree person, right? I really liked everything with Samuel L. Jackson was just so funny. I really liked when he was like about to pick out an eye at the end, and Coulson was like, "So, is it true that you got your eye poked out because the Kree were trying to get information, but you wouldn't give it to them? I can neither confirm nor deny the validity of that story."
I think my favorite scene was at the kind of at the beginning when she's breaking out of the Skrull ship, and I think the funniest part of that when like she's running in the hallway, and this Skrull like faces up to her and he growls and she's just like, "Nah." Like tries to make fun of him for it. I thought that was hilarious.
Throughout the whole movie, she has such like a stone-faced sense of humor, though.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I love it.
Completely deadpan.
Right, but she's like making fun of people and being sarcastic and snarky. It's kind of funny.
I really liked the movie. Again, I liked it about as much as Ant-Man. I thought it was great action, great comedy. I felt like Brie Larson did a fantastic job. The supporting cast was all game, you know?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about one more thing and then we'll wrap it up. How do you feel this movie connects with the rest of the universe? Like, do you think it fits in well? Is it more standalone?
It's kind of out on its own, but it's definitely very heavily influenced by the rest of it.
Definitely.
I mean, like, if you didn't have the rest of the MCU, a lot of it wouldn't make sense.
That's true. That's fair.
I guess it would make sense. That's the thing. It would make sense, but it would be kind of like, who is this guy? Why is he really that important? Or like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely plays off the knowledge that, yeah, you've seen all of the Avengers movies, but I think I liked how it still had the confidence to be its own movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because it takes place in the 90s, it was very much its own thing. None of the other characters were around except for Samuel L. Jackson.
Wait. It takes place in the 90s?
What? There's literally only one blockbuster left in like the world, and I doubt she crashed into the only one.
I'm kidding.
But
something I had thought about, something I'd heard from someone else, was that it felt a lot like a Phase 1 movie, like Iron Man and the first Captain America, just in the way how it focuses on the one character and not the whole overarching universe, like you were saying. And I felt like that too. Like watching that movie, I was like, this feels different. Like I can definitely see this is the Kickstarter to Phase 4. Marvel's changing gears a little bit, and it definitely felt still connected, but also separate in that way.
Well, guys, tell us what you thought of Captain Marvel.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, comment what you thought, subscribe, all that stuff. More movie reviews will be coming your way, including Endgame.
Yeah, which we're going to go see early.